Hi everyone, Comic Reviewer here. This time reviewing on issue 65 of Sonic the Hedgehog IDW Comic Review. Now, as you know, I am pretty much stopping my Halloween themed reviews, and like I said, just want to try and balance more back onto my comics again. And like I said, I'm pretty much now reviewing issue 65 of the IDW Sonic series. And let's get on the story. It starts off with Knuckles seeing that the Babylon rogues are stealing the artifacts, and we see Jet saying, "Ah, great, Storm, sink him!" "With pleasure, boss." And so we kind of see how, Knuckles manages to deck Storm, but we see how Storm manages to grab him, throw him through, and they make a quick getaway while Knuckles tries to go after them, to little to no avail. And we see how, Knuckles is pointing out to the Chaotix everything that's happened. And they're pretty much putting some of the pieces together. And we see how Charmy decides to call Amy, knowing that she'll be extra help. And you see Knuckles saying, "No, we can't tell Amy." "Is maintaining your warrior pride really that important?" "Yes." Enough chit-chat. You know our motto, boys. We never turn down work that pays. And Knuckles has to be at the dinner party for Vanilla. And we do see how, at the egg base plant, we see how, their first suspect is mainly going to be Eggman. And we kind of see Eggman saying, "What are you doing? You've already ruined all my recent plans. Haven't had time to start up a new scheme. What more do you want?" "I want my relics back." And we do kind of see how, Eggman points out that he relies more on robots to do his work for him, and that he wouldn't really have hired the Babylon rogues, as he relies more on his robots, and even point out that he did have the artifact at some point, and asked him if it had any real mystic powers. But we see Knuckles saying, "It had historic and sentimental value." "Oh, for the love of..." And we see that he basically kicks them away from basically the egg base plant. We see how, at Seaside City, we see how Victor has another lead, Clutch. Now, if you remember back in issue 48, Team Chaotic had to deal with Clutch, as well as him with Rough and Tumble. But we kind of see how, Knuckles isn't happy that a lot of people have been taking his stuff. So we see how Charmy and Espio have found where the Babylon rogues are. And we see how, Jet and Storm and that are basically waiting for their sort of buyer. But we kind of see how Jet has to make sure Storm doesn't destroy any of the relics. And we see that they're kind of going to be building up the next issue. We're going to find out who the buyer is. In the other story, we see how Cream and Vanilla and that are making this sort of dinner meal. And we see basically Cream saying, "Coca-Cola, no! Ew! You know that we have to wait until Mr. Victor, Mr. Espio, and Charmy get here. Don't worry, Coca-Cola. They'll be here any minute." "Oh no." And we see how she finds it weird that another stack of butter has been disappeared. So we kind of see how Jamel is tasked with looking after Cream. And we see how Cream is tasked with looking after the stove and that. We see how Rough and Tumble see this as their big break to kind of do some robbing in that. And we see how Cream wants to make sure not to kind of screw up with anything. And after Jamel goes in to kind of do the plates and that, we see how he tries to take on Rough and Tumble as soon as they break in. And we even see that Cream notices something's wrong, but can't leave the stove. So sets Jacola to kind of have a look. And we see Jacola seeing that Rough and Tumble are battling Jamel. And we do kind of see how, Jamel tries to prevent them from harming Cream. And this is where we're going to see a big burning blaze of a fire. So, the next issue is obviously going to have Team Chaotic and Knuckles learning about who sent the Babylon rogues. And yeah, this is the story. So issue 65 is mediocre, but again, it's building up to where the next issue's gonna have these other stories. And I think with the IDW Sonic Comics, they know how to build one story to that one, and that story to that one. So I think it still deserves a thumbs up. Still good, and still alright. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.